We must help our county through the recession. That was the message today from Staffordshire County Council's leaders as they plan to lobby MPs to protect Staffordshire's precious business community. Cabinet members laid out their plans to fight against the government's proposed reintroduction of tax on empty business buildings. If government proposals go ahead, businesses will have to pay extra tax on top of all their other payments if their buildings lay empty for any amount of time.
It's the empty building business rate has been around since the 1960s, but in the late 80s, in the very deep recession we had then, they very sensibly suspended the rates.
County leaders believe the proposed tax will place a huge unwanted burden on small businesses across the county, who may already be struggling with the economic downturn.
Businesses can't afford to have this extra tax loaded upon them while they're trying to start up a new business.
This is nothing more, as far as I can see it, than a tax on business. I would almost use the word a stealth tax on business. If we are going to regenerate this county in particular, and obviously the country as a whole, the last thing you need to do is discourage or give businesses a hit.
Now the County Council obviously takes a lot of its finances from the ratepayers, therefore the burden is just transferred back down to the ratepayers, which we think, especially in the current financial situation, is the wrong thing to do.
Reintroducing this tax will actually put a punitive tax on the economies of this country to the tune of about £1.38 billion.
We visited Dunstan Business Village and the County Council's Innovation Centre in Staffordshire to find out how the tax will affect them.
We've not been in a position to create new office space because you can't have all of that expenditure and have a unit empty with no income that you're being taxed on. We need investment to create new infrastructure and offices. That goes throughout the economy with the subcontractors, the suppliers that we use doing everything here, so it affects everybody in the chain.
When a building becomes empty, the owner continues to pay the rates on the property. It might sound quite innocent, but that have dire consequences on the economy of Staffordshire.
What the County Council are requesting is that this tax be resuspended for a period of time, perhaps 5-6 years, just to allow the business community to get themselves onto a stronger footing.
It's part of our manifesto promise to support the local economy through the recession in Staffordshire.
As stories of MPs' expenses still dominate the headlines, the county's cabinet also announced that allowances for councillors would be frozen for the next year.
County councillors have never ever had salaries or allowances comparable to members of Parliament, and we've always published them on the internet, or quite often local papers have published them themselves. However, having said that, we have to set an example, and that is why I'm recommending this year that county councillors have a freeze on their allowances for the second year running. This is especially important as our employees this year are having no pay rise, and it's right and quite right and proper that we do the right thing by them as well as our residents.